2015 is almost over, and as we enter the new year full of hope for the future, we take one last look back at the most memorable moments of 2015. The dress. An internet sensation that went viral because of an illusion. The world was split between black and blue and white and gold, each side insisting that they are correct. This viral image started when Scottish couple Grace and Keir Johnston asked their mother for a photo of the dress she was planning to wear to their wedding. The photo was taken at the right time, right angle, and with the exact right lighting conditions to turn it into an optical illusion. Over 73 million Americans took to the internet to search for the truth. It turned out to be black and blue. Earthquake in Nepal. On April 25th at precisely 11:56 AM, a 8.1 magnitude earthquake hit Nepal. The devastation was horrific. Thousands of homes were lost and the earthquake triggered a huge landslide on Mount Everest. Over 9,000 people lost their lives, and for many, this is a time they will never forget. Same-sex marriage. The gay community in the US will never forget 2015. It's an historic year for equality and love. The US Supreme Court ruled that gay marriages should now be recognized at state and federal level. Across the country, gay couples rejoiced after battling for decades for the opportunity and right to marry. Black Lives Matter. The Black Lives Matter movement hit its peak in April 2015 due to the death of Freddie Gray whilst in police custody. However, Freddie Gray wasn't the only black person to die as a result of the police. The same year, in fact the same month, Walter Scott was shot dead by a police officer even though he was unarmed and running away from the officer. After numerous African Americans have been subjected to police brutality and unjust killings, the Black Lives Matter movement is only growing and gaining more support. Mayweather vs Pacquiao. Arguably the largest sporting event of 2015, Mayweather vs Pacquiao was a much anticipated fight that took place on May the 2nd in Las Vegas. Over 216 million people around the world searched details to do with the event. However, majority of people agree that for its hype, it was a disappointing fight. Caitlyn Jenner. When Caitlyn Jenner, formerly known as Bruce Jenner, came out as transgender, over 366 million people around the world took to the internet to share their opinions, with the vast majority being in support of her decision. The cover of Vanity Fair that featured Caitlyn is probably one of the most famous and iconic images of 2015. Cecil the Lion. Cecil the Lion got the last laugh after gaining international fame when he was shot and killed by Walter Palmer, a dentist from Minnesota who paid $50,000 to hunt the beautiful beast. People around the world took to the internet to remember Cecil and try to get some justice. Walter Palmer was never charged with any criminal offense, but he briefly became the most hated person in the world. Election 2016. With a new election approaching fast, the US are preparing for a good old catfight between the Democrats and Republicans. But one candidate has stuck out from the rest. Donald Trump has become infamous not for his success in business, but rather for his outright racist and sexist comments. He has been trending on Twitter numerous times and has caused outrage online for some of his disturbing views. Refugee Crisis. With Syria torn apart from war, hundreds of thousands of innocent men, women and children are fleeing the violence to Europe, with Germany opening their arms to welcome refugees being one of the defining feel-good moments, to an image of a young child washed up dead on a beach being one of the saddest. The refugee crisis is one of the biggest events of 2015 and will almost certainly spill over to 2016 too. Water on Mars. For many, 2015 was a breakthrough year for the search of life beyond our planet. In September, NASA discovered water flowing across the surface of Mars. For centuries, mankind has been asking the question if there's other life in the universe. This discovery is one giant step closer to an actual answer. Adele's return. In November, singer-songwriter Adele made her return with a third album named 25. The single Hello may take the crown as the soundtrack for 2015. With over 834 million views alone on YouTube, it's without a doubt one of the biggest returns to music the world has ever seen. Paris attacks. On Friday, November the 13th, Paris came under attack. It was the worst attack on French soil since World War II. 130 people lost their lives when a theatre, stadium, restaurant and cafe were targeted by ISIS terrorists. It was the most searched event of 2015, and millions of people around the world showed their support for France. Star Wars. Sci-fi lovers got to end the year with a smile. Star Wars The Force Awakens hit cinemas around the world in December, bringing Christmas early for millions of people. After 10 years since the last Star Wars film, fans were over the moon when the trailers first came out.
And to hide the tears of this clown forever.